Hi, I'm Lucy. Welcome to the Lucy Shop Art Gallery. Come on in, I want to give you a tour. Hi, I'm Lucy. On my channel, I show you the vibrant happenings inside the art gallery, offering a blend of art education and entertainment. Behind the scenes insights, art creations, art talks, and vlogs. So consider subscribing and welcome to the exclusive behind the scenes access to the Lucy Shop Art Gallery. The moment you step into the art gallery, this is the first thing that you see. But before I give you a tour to the showroom area, I want to take you with me to this reading nook. This reading nook I created later on after I did the whole renovation for the art gallery. And I decided I want to have a cozy space where anyone who would like to come for a visit, have a cup of coffee or a cappuccino, pick their favorite art history books. And I designed it in a way that feels so rustic and natural, adding these three chairs. And this is one of my favorite pieces in the art gallery. It added a lot of texture and patterns to it. This table, I got this table for a bargain. It was a very good price and I upcycled it. I felt like it added a lot of character and charm to the space. I have my favorite art history books. This is one of my favorite books, The Short Story of Art, and I highly recommend it. If you want to know all about art history, this is the book for you. And I have several books for different artists as well. In addition, I have these three books. These are my favorite as well. I got these books from Italy when I went to Italy on an artistic vacation about Michelangelo and Leonardo da Vinci. So it has all the details I need about these artists. I'm a big fan of having art history books, and I always try to collect as much as I can, especially when I travel. This painting is one of my favorite landscape paintings for a British artist. And this is a printout. Of course, it's not the original. It's for John Constable. I really love this painting and I felt it added a lot of character to the bookshelf. And I would like to show you these. I went to a flea market last year on Christmas and I saw this small frame for Mona Lisa. Mona Lisa is one of my favorite paintings. I really love this painting and I love the history behind it. And I asked her how much is that, and she told me the three for $10. I was okay, I'm gonna get the three for $10. But when I was taking a closer look, I found this blue stain over here. And I immediately knew that these are not iron frames. So when I came back to the gallery and I did some cleaning, I realized that these were copper frames. So these are very heavy. And the three of these for $10, this is a really good price. And on Christmas, I actually hang these frames on the Christmas tree, which I'm gonna do next week. So if you really love Christmas decorations and renovations related to the holidays, I'm gonna be decorating the art gallery and hopefully I'm gonna be posting this episode after this one. So the last thing I would like to mention about this corner are these three beautiful potteries that I found, and I got them so I can paint on them and create my own designs, but I felt like they look so charming as they are, so they became part of the art gallery design. This part of the art gallery is the showroom area. And the first thing that you notice when you come into the art gallery is this very beautiful wooden table that has all my pottery pieces, especially from the latest collection, and the paintings on the emerald green wall. What's unique about this layout is simply it tells a story. I don't like the art galleries that have blank, empty walls with one painting every couple of meters. I like everything to be so cozy, to be a little bit maximalist, even though I'm not a maximalist at all. But the way that I designed the art gallery is simply to make you feel something different, to tell the story behind it, to make you connect your emotions and feelings and feel grounded. So the way that I displayed and I designed the art gallery, everything is on purpose. So starting with this wooden table on top of this very unique vintage carpet, and the antique chandeliers frame it from each side, which makes it very unique and cozy and charming as well. And the main focus is this very beautiful big painting that I'm gonna share with you, the full behind the scenes process. The link is in the description box below. You can see the full process from start to finish, including gilding using 22.5 karat gold leaf, the framing, and the process behind creating this wonderful art piece that took me 2 months to complete. On this table, I have the pottery from the Turabi series and the Runch series. The Turabi series, which is inspired by the olive trees and the soil, which explains all this unique texture because I use actual soil in my art pieces. And if you want to see the process as well, I'm going to leave the link in the description box below. My latest pieces from the Turabi series are this wonderful 3-set pottery where I use 22.5 karat gold leaf, the soil, and makes you feel grounded and connected to the earth the moment you see these art pieces. Moving on to the latest pottery pieces from the Runch series, which is inspired by the vintage and the rustic lifestyle. The texture of this pottery explains it all, distressing the layers of the paint, and creating these pottery pieces are a huge mess. But I love the process because it makes me feel so present, connected, and grounded as well. And behind me, especially this corner, is a very unique corner for me. And recently I've been standing here just looking at what I've created. And if you've been following me for a while, you've noticed that my latest art pieces creation are from my new Grounded series, which makes you feel grounded and embrace simplicity in life. And I love the monochromatic effect, and my entire painting series and my pottery painting series are all created by these 4 colors using one single brush. So it's a very interesting behind the scenes process. I'm going to leave the link in the description box below so you can have a look. I'm still working on a painting and a pottery set, so stay tuned because I'm documenting this process as well. In that corner, I have these 2 unique shelves that are hand stained, and I placed some of my Runch pottery painting series. And these pottery are a little bit colorful, more into the pinks and purples. And as well, I use sometimes, because I love crochets, I use crochets in my art pieces, and I feel it adds a little bit of grand Minalian touch, which is very unique and charming. And I always try to use as much as I can from the natural element, natural, the fabrics, the branch, the wood, the soil, the olive trees, because I want the art gallery to tell the story and to make you feel different, not just like any other place. One of my favorite features in the showroom area is this frame above the lounge area. When I rented this place, it was a closed wall, and the workshop space looks so gloomy and dark. So we knocked down that wall, we created that very unique wooden frame, and people get mixed up. Sometimes they feel like it's a mirror, but it's not. It's just a frame. If you're standing in the lounge area, you can see the workshop space, and if you're standing in the workshop space, you can see the showroom area, and I believe it adds a very unique touch to the space as well. Now, in this side of this showroom are my previous painting creations. They all have these royal rich colors, the emerald green, the burgundy, and the magenta purple. And I have part of my Runch series and the Turabi series as well from the pottery. And I decided I want to create the design of the art gallery based on a story. I love the details into it, and traveling to Italy and do this artistic vacation helped me have a lot of ideas and inspiration behind it. And the olive tree over here as well, it symbolizes a lot to me. Olive trees really means a lot to me, and that's why they're part of my pottery creations. So especially for the Turabi series. So having all these natural fabrics and earthy tone colors, the painting are very simple, and having this feeling for everybody who would like to step into the art gallery is really important to me. So I like to add a lot of natural elements and materials to the art gallery, so it will tell a story and a message behind it. Now, over here, I would like to mention the handmade embroidery. The embroidery is a very classical and traditional artwork. These embroidery are made by my mother, and she's a really talented and wonderful artist. So these are some of her art pieces that it requires a lot of detail, a lot of effort, and definitely it adds a very special, unique touch and charm to your space. At the end of the showroom, there's this corner that's all designated to my latest art merchandise. And as well, I'm going to leave the link in the description box below related to the merchandise and the process behind it. And you can find all these merchandise on Instagram as well. So the merchandise contains sketchbooks, notebooks, bookmarks, tote bags, pouches, and 12 of my painting prints. The merchandise collection is related to some of my favorite paintings, and everything is multi-purpose. So when you finish from this sketchbook, you can cut this cover off and frame it, same as here, and add them to your gallery wall. These are the second two prints. And the pouches, this is one design. So there's a tote bag and the pouches. Their fabric is really heavy duty. You can just simply put them in the washing machine, use them for everything, for painting, for accessories, for your pens, for your books. And the design of this merchandise corner complements really well with the design of the art gallery. So whatever you see in the art gallery, even from the furniture, the corner design, everything is handmade. I created everything from scratch to have this unique touch for the art gallery that basically you don't see everywhere. So now I'm going to take you to the lounge area. This nook in the lounge area is where I wrap my art pieces, and I would like to focus on this unique shelf that is customized for the space, just like all the shelves in the art gallery. But this one, I make sure that I want to have these curves and these edges and stain it a little bit darker than the other shelves in the art gallery because I want it to stand on its own. And I have this handmade customized shelf for my wrapping packages. And over here, it's everything that I need to make sure that I wrap the art pieces without making a mess in the art gallery. This area is my favorite area in the art gallery because it's so cozy, it's very artistic, and I added a lot of vintage and antique charm to it. And especially with the low ceiling, it makes you feel as if you're in a cocoon. So this area is all about discussing art. It's where I spend most of my time when I'm not painting in the workshop area. And everybody loves it without a doubt, especially when we have these artistic workshop and we come in here and have a delicious brunch with open drinks and talk about art history. So whatever you see in this lounge area, everything is customized and everything is handmade, starting with these two side chairs. I remember when I started my art workshops and when I launched that I'm starting to provide art workshops, I wasn't expecting that I'm going to have more than 2 to 3 people coming at once. So my first art workshop, I had 5 people and I didn't have enough seating. So I got these two small side chairs from my home. I did this customized, really unique velvet fabric with these side tassels, and it added a lot of charm to the space. And I was able to fit 5 people comfortably here. This double seated sofa is the center of the lounge area. It is customized as well, and I make sure I need to have all these buttoned in and the breasts on the side because I wanted to make sure to have these small touches that will complement the gallery. The center table I did as well, and I made it a little bit vintage, And I need to make sure that the colors of the table are not exactly what people expect. And the vintage rug below, it complements it really, really well with a little bit of dark burgundy and dark greens that you will see in the showroom area. This tray is a vintage tray that my mother gave me, and I love it a lot. And everything usually adds a little bit of a small story behind it. I really love to put it in that space. Now, this mirror, it frames the couch. This mirror, I customize it. I chose the frame that I want, and I added to the side two antique light sconces to the wall. In the art gallery, the most confusing part for me was, what am I supposed to do with this wall? And when I was sharing on my Instagram the behind the scenes renovation, this part confused me the most. And I knew I want to do an art gallery wall, but I didn't know how it was supposed to be, and especially the background of it. So then I decided I just want to paint it with this cream color and add all my favorite pieces that tells a story behind it. So these two paintings were my first paintings when I started to learn how to do acrylic paint. And you can see the difference between the first painting for Vincent van Gogh and the next painting for Renoir, the technique behind it. And when I changed the brush from using a very bad quality paintbrush to a first hand brush, and it made me discover my style as an artist. So I really love to see these on a daily basis because it shows me my transition. This crochet is a gift from my aunt who passed away a couple of years ago, and she gave me this gift for my wedding because I asked her to do me a piece of crochet because I love crochets a lot, so I can have it in my home. But then I realized I don't want to use it. I just want to place it in a way like any other piece of art. So this is where I decided I want to hang it. Of course, a picture frame for one of my favorite artists, Leonardo da Vinci, and John Constable. He's a British landscape artist. And this piece is very unique because I got this piece when I traveled to Italy and when I went to Venice. So the masks that they do in Venice is part of their culture and their tradition. And of course, I have to get it in a velvet emerald green color because it's my favorite color. Now over here I have this postcard frame for Statue of David. If you know me and if you came to my art gallery and if you attended part of my art workshops, you know how much I'm obsessed with Statue of David. And the moment I saw Statue of David in Italy, I was amazed. I was out of words. So I need to have something related to Statue of David in my art gallery. And of course, over here is a picture from my wedding with my lovely husband. Our wedding pictures are everywhere in the art gallery, at home, in my office. It just brings me so much joy. And he's behind the camera right now. Over here, I have a vintage bar. This bar, it used to belong to my parents at least 30 years ago. I added a piece of glass, I stained the wood, and I just added these curtains to make it just a DIY, very natural fabric. I put the drinks, I put some cookies, some water to make it comfortable for my guests to come over and just feel in an artistic home. This corner is about music because I always have jazz music in the art gallery. And these pieces used to belong to my father, and he told me I can't have them. So they are old. They are old vintage pieces, and I feel like they add a lot of charm to the space as well. A vintage chair. I always try to find the oldest pieces that will add a lot of charm to my space, and I don't like to match things. So this is a very good example for that. And this antique lamp, and it also used to belong to the generation of my grandmother. It's a copper lamp, and I had to change and switch the lampshade. It was so hard for me to find a perfect lampshade because um, the the way old lampshade used to be, we don't find these anymore. And over here is the small museum corner. I call it a museum corner because here where I share the story behind my artistic journey. And I'm not going to go a lot into details related to that because it's part of my art workshop tour. But what I can tell you here is all of these pieces tell the story of my artistic journey from my crayons since 1995, my first Da Vinci brand brush, my paintings as a kid, and how I decided I want to become a full-time artist. Over here, there's the powder room, and I'm gonna give you a small look because it is unique and I find it really nice. When I was designing the powder room, I knew that I need the powder room to be dark. So I painted it all with this emerald green color. I customized this mirror. The ceiling is low, just like the lounge area. And I had these unique shelves that are stained with this very vintage look brass. I have some paintings over here. So this area makes it feel so cozy, even though it's a powder room. But I want every corner of the art gallery to look so artistic and unique in a different way. Now let's have a look at my art studio and where I host part of my art workshops. Basically, where all the behind the scenes happen. Welcome to my art studio. Here where I create all my art pieces and my pottery. I'm going to give you a quick tour so you can have an idea what happens exactly here. In this corner, I designed this space that makes it look so earthy and natural because when I'm hosting an art workshop in this space and I'm taking some pictures and videos for the people who are joining this workshop, I want this background to complement the space and to make it look natural and earthy, and it shows all the pottery and the vibe on what's happening here. So I decided I want to put these pottery pieces. This shelf used to be here, so I benefit from this opportunity to place some of unique pottery pieces. I have as well one of my abstract paintings, or basically this is the only abstract painting that I ever created. I have the biggest piece down there and two over here. When I did the second renovation for my art studio, I decided I want to add this wooden fence because it wasn't safe at all to stand here since the stairs is directly behind it. And if you move in this direction, this is my background that you see when I create my painting and pottery pieces. At the current moment, I'm working on these last two pottery pieces from the Grounded series. Stay tuned to that because I'm going to be posting the full behind the scenes process. My favorite swivel chair, and behind me I have these three shelves where I place some of my pottery, and this shelf is designated to the pottery pieces that you choose, where you can create your own masterpiece if you participate in one of my art workshops. And the bottom shelf is for my art supplies, in addition to this side unit from IKEA. By the way, this table, the chair, and the side unit are from IKEA, and they're heavy duty, and I traveled from one country to another and I shipped them, and they're still the exact same condition, and they fit a lot of art supplies. In this area, when I have an art workshop, I have this table and another adjustable table, and I place 9 chairs. So everybody can sit here and enjoy this part of the workshop comfortably. Over here, I have this painting. I'm not going to show you because it's still in process, but I'm going to move it aside. This is going to be my last painting from the Grounded series. Hopefully it's going to be posted soon. So subscribe to see the full behind the scenes painting process. It's something very special, and it doesn't have anything to do with flowers and vases, surprisingly, but I love it. Over here, I have this small stationery where I prepare a coffee, espresso, and some tea, a mini fridge. So it's a small mini kitchenette that's very practical. It's small, but I have everything I need. This is the wall of fame for the Lucy Shop Art Gallery. Every time I have a workshop, I meet wonderful and amazing people, and I like to capture these moments and put some pictures and really nice reviews. People creating their unique art pieces, gallery tour, celebrating their birthdays, and once in a while, I add some pictures and different reviews as well. Over here, I have my storage room, and behind that door, I'm not gonna show you because nobody wants to show their storage room. But I can tell you it's a very big place, almost as big as this area. And it's big enough for me to put my Christmas tree, all the decoration, my big art pieces, extra pottery, everything that I need to keep this place running. And this place is where I feel grounded, connected to my painting, and flow into my feelings and inspiration. And I hope you enjoyed this part of the gallery tour. I hope you enjoyed the Lucy Shop Art Gallery tour. If you did, give it a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more exclusive behind-the-scenes access to the Lucy Shop Art Gallery. I'm gonna leave a bunch of links in the description box below that I'm sure you're gonna enjoy. And as well, don't forget to subscribe because the next episode is going to be all about Christmas and transforming this art gallery into a Christmas oasis. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.